I think from our point of view, we just hope we get a big crowd. I mean, come and see. If you don't break the Swannies, go and watch Buddy Franklin come and play. It's an absolute star. So if you want a night of excitement, come and have a look at him play.
And out come the reigning premiers, led by Mark Williams tonight with his two beautiful children, Mia and Kobe. Williams playing his 100th game tonight. They lost to the Cats by 8 points last week, but still lots to like about their performance, particularly Lance Franklin and Jarrad Roughead late in the game. And the Swans, as you heard from Paul Roos, have used Putty as a selling point this week as they burst through the banner. Be interested to see whether they've drawn a few extra people with one of the big superstars of the game taking part tonight. Out comes Mark Williams through the banner. 100 games for him. 100 games also tonight for Lewis Roberts-Thompson as the Swans come through.
Rob, you're tipping Hawthorn?
Yes, Hawthorn, Hutto, but a really good contest.
That's what we're hoping for tonight. And Hawthorn are down in numbers in the ruck, so Renouf has to do it all on his own.
Can you hear me?
Show and makers, we can hear you, Rob. Nice to have you with us. As Bateman gets the handball away to Ellis, who is an inclusion tonight. Into the 50 go the Hawks. Already the Swans getting lots of numbers around the ball, putting the pressure on. That was Josh Kennedy, number 32, having a bit of a go at it for Hawthorn. And now they're forward again, and look at that, straight to the lap of Mark Williams, who's going to line up for goal.
And we're sort of, sorry Rob, we sort of omit Mark Williams out of the equation sometimes. We talk about Franklin, we talk about Roughead all the time, but he is all quality, Mark Williams. He's such a brilliant third option for him. He gets out on his own and gets a bit of space, and he's a really hard matchup as well.
Started him deep forward.
Didn't kick a goal last week, Mark Williams. That changes very quickly. They've got the opening goal here.
Mitchell again in the clinches, got boot to ball.
It's going to be a beauty, that battle, isn't it, if Mitchell and Kirk go next to each other?
One I'm really looking forward to, Hutto. I reckon Sam Mitchell in the grand final last year would have been really disappointed. Cameron Ling got hold of him, he didn't have much impact. Brett Kirk's the biggest challenge for an elite midfielder. He really want to dominate tonight, Sam Mitchell.
Here's Kennedy. Kick partially smothered, taken by Rioli. Good kick to Williams for his second, and he slotted it.
Fellas.
Good wrestle, but after all that heavy work, Jolly just tapped it straight down to Show-and-Makers. Now it sits for Stokes, and Hawthorn could have their third goal on the board. Pretty simple, wasn't it? There's the tap across the 50. Josh Kennedy again, as Cordes said, getting plenty of it. Moore with the steal and the release, and Malcheski's been shoved in the back. No, it's Jared Moore who's been shoved in the back.
Right on his distance here, I reckon Moore. I think he'll probably try and pass off.
Yeah, too far, I think. Let's see. Yeah, he does. He centres it, hoping that Hall can get there. He can't, but Guerra was there, high contact, coughed it up. Malcheski almost with the spirit of the Socceroos. Well done, Jolly. Muscled his way through, and by sheer will, McVeigh kicks the goal.
It's exactly what I really love about Darren Jolly, and I think he can do it more often. I reckon he can get more of this in his game. Push forward. He's playing on a young ruckman in Renouf, who only in his 10th game. I reckon Darren Jolly can impact the scoreboard more. He's strong. He understands the game well. He can contest the footy really well. Love to see him do more of it.
So inside the Hawks attacking 50 again. Roughead doing the ruck work, which we suspected might happen inside the attacking 50. He has a ping at the goals, and it's a rush behind.
So what happens then, Wolsey, when he goes? Does Renouf go off, or does he just sort of rest while he's out there?
We'll have to wait and see, but have a look at Roberts-Thompson. You said that was wonderful play. I think that was duck your head and hope, Hutto.
Well, it was wonderful play then.
Would you reckon, Rob, that probably Roughead will do all the rucking inside the 50 arc, wouldn't you?
I think Roughead will do the ruck work up forward, but you wouldn't want to put Roughead in the ruck itself. You don't want him in at centre bounces. You don't put thoroughbreds in there, Quarters.
Speak of the devil, here is Roughead, spilt the beans, but still kicks the banana!
Goes all the way back to fullback to try and affect the switch for Bolton. He's got Matner on over the top if he moves it quickly. It got a little bit of touch on the way, puts the pressure on Marty, who gets it away to Shaw. From half-back, again, they're just playing into Hawthorn's arms, and Birchall's in particular, and the goals will open up here for Mark Williams. Took a time to size it all up, and when he'd done that, he just went back and popped it through for his third.
Jolly, good tap to Meredith. To Craig, to Jude Bolton, kicks to the hot spot. Oh, too strong for Murphy.
Well,
And it all started from Jolly again.
it did. And Jolly's too strong and too experienced for him.
I was watching Murphy through the glasses then, Robbie. Had a bit of a go at Hodge, which is brave, and Hodge put his hand up and acknowledged that he didn't quite get there to help.
Well, he can't miss this one, Barry. He doesn't. Second goal for Sydney.
He's knocked it into the space this time. Here's Ablett, and Matner is clear for the moment. McVeigh had Jack running with him, delayed it. Here's Kirk's first touch, and it's nicely placed if O'Keefe just can't get there. So we said that's where the going's pretty tough out there. High one, good! Oh, what a leap! Straight up into the night sky, and Adam Goods can have a shot for goal for the Swans.
Smart kick. Ryan O'Keefe, he played it really well. Didn't try and overdo it. Put it to the spot. Percentage play, and it was just set up for Adam Goods. He had a great ride. Fantastic call from Hutto, and we know he's capable of it. Sensational mark.
Well, they are back in it if he can kick straight, but it's quite a big if for the Swans at the moment. Looks good. And Whitecross, as it, I should say, Meredith as a junior was known to be able to snag a goal or two from the Northern Knights, so he'll be disappointed he missed that opportunity. Margin is 11 and the Hawks looking dangerous here. Rioli had a long time to work out where to go to, and he chose Campbell Brown. Good decision. And he made the goal umpire work just a fraction, but it's through safely.
Hammy.
Melcheski lets fly. Whitecross out of position. He got back nicely though to affect the spoil. Swans with numbers here. Jolly standing start. He sees Goods. He just saw him out of the corner of his eye. Well done, two important playmakers for Sydney there in Jolly and Goods.
Started really well. Adam Goods started this quarter at half forward, but we know he's got the licence to play the old James Hird role wherever he wants to take himself, and I love the fact that he's pushing forward. If he gets a mismatch, he wants to back himself in. Worked really hard to get this one, Wolsey.
It's interesting, isn't it? We've seen Hodge fumble at ground level and Franklin and Roughhead drop what for them are easy marks.
Duke coming off, but it's moving okay. That's a beautiful kick from Adam Goods.
That was a shocking boundary throw-in.
That's one of your pet hates, Rob.
They practice all week and then you get a bad throw-in.
Rioli turned Matner inside out there with some very good skill. Now he weighs up the options. He pumps it long. Franklin again has got to beat two. Franklin flies! Hasn't got it! Franklin has been play on as the call. He kicks a goal anyway. Well, he thought he got the mark, but the umpire didn't pay it. The thing about it, Rob, he stood up in the tackle and he managed to get boot to ball.
He did, and he's a freak, isn't he? Let's have a look at it. As you called, 2 against 1. He leapt that little bit early, certainly got first bite at it. He thought he might have marked it and didn't matter. Goods, back of picture.
Bounce, but too long.
360, too long.
It's too many degrees apparently. Is that in the rules, Luke? 360 degrees.
I think it was the right decision.
Yours, mate.
McVeigh and Hall just going under the outstretched fingers of Hodge. He's on the runway then, Barry Hall. It's a big kick, isn't it? 3 goals down. That's with great authority from Barry Hall, so the Swans are not going to die easily.
Again, we'll have a look at the ruck work. Roughhead doing it. Not ideal for Hawthorn. Another shocking throw-in.
Well, the Hawks enjoyed it. McVeigh, that's got to be close to holding the ball. Play on the call. And 3 Hawthorn players applying the tackle there on Luke Ablett.
I don't know who's copying it more, the boundary umpire or Simon Taylor tonight.
Well, Simon Taylor, he should be embarrassed by being suspended last week for what he did, because he's making it very hard for his teammates.
Shaw. There's Franklin. He's gang tackled by a 3.
Oh, look at that.
They're double and triple teaming buddy tonight, and so far it's worked a treat.
Just an update. Let's have a look at the contest there on the wing. One of the contests that I've been looking forward to watching all week has been Sam Mitchell and Brett Kirk. An update on that. Mitchell's had 9 disposals and Kirk's had 6. So Brett Kirk's reeled him back in pretty well.
McVeigh to Moore. He floats one back inside 50. Is that a mark? Yeah, umpire's paid it. And it's taken by Malcheski.
I reckon they'd be feeling pretty good, Sydney, because
It's only 11 points, Rob.
I think Barry's starting to look dangerous up forward. Adam Goods is playing well. Sam Mitchell's being controlled. Franklin has had no influence on the game. They'd have to be starting to think, hey, we're a real chance.
Nick Malcheski. And he started at left. It's coming back. It is right through the middle. It's a 5-point ball game. The kick in is marked by Craig Bolton. So the Swans work it out of defence. Crouch to Roberts Thompson. And his kick finds the first gamer in Meredith.
This is the crucial kick now. Trying to get through. His half-forward region's been an issue for him all night. Great kick.
Yep, good kick to Jack. He wheels around and pops it up. Good effort by Hodge, but he's outnumbered here. Ablett.
Jolly's dangerous.
Back to McVeigh. Hall wanted it. He didn't get it, and Jolly in the pocket has taken the mark. Oh, well, here's a nice kick for goal, Darren Jolly. This to level the scores. As Guerra brings it in. Corey Wingard.
Luke Hodge has come back on, boys. Got up off the bench, just rubbed the back of his head and walked back out there, just the way Luke Hodge likes to play.
Franklin to Morton, looking for support. None forthcoming. Oh, manages in the end to get it back to Franklin.
I think it'll be 50 against Barry Hall because he put Morton down after he handballed it. It's the new rule.
I thought it was in the act of handballing, though.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see it again.
It's a big 50.
It's a pretty tough call, but that's the new rule. Now let's have a look at it.
Oh, gee. There was one today I saw in one of the matches.
Yeah, it was an absolute shocker today.
Skills Stadium, wasn't it?
But the umpires, like the players, make mistakes. That's a mistake.
That wasn't in the DVD, that one.
Nah, he got that wrong, and they make blues, and unfortunately this is going to cost Sydney really badly.
Right through the middle for Morton.
Please.
Look at that disposals. There is quite a disparity between the two sides overall. It's 196 to 143, mainly due to the extra handballs. They've had 40 more handballs than Hawthorn, the Sydney Swans. But they're 8 points behind. When they love to snatch one before half-time, Moore had Goods away, just couldn't release it. And 14 seconds is not going to be a lot of time for either side to score a goal. Barry's got half-time to try and cool down. He's had 4 marks, 7 disposals, and 2 goals too. Still shapes as pretty influential in this game. Kirk with the high ball. They might get the chance yet. Jesse White.
And again, it was Darren Jolly getting first use of the footy, playing the percentages. Really well done. Opportunity for Sydney to exploit that in the second half. They've got a domination in the ruck.
He's never kicked a goal. In fact, he's never scored before, I don't think. He was famous last year for being the 19th man in that match against North Melbourne. Big moment for young Jesse White. He's got the distance and he's got the accuracy. So what a way to go into half-time. The Swans trailing by just 2 points. And we've got a great second half coming your way. He had some support. There's O'Keefe. He's a bit out of sorts. Whitecross wins the day again. And now Stokes and Guerra. And the Hawks clean enough. And they're away. This is Kennedy.
Off to Franklin, who tries to split the pack, and he does, buddy, and he's off to the races. Little chip kick, spectacular stuff from Franklin, explosive, and Roughhead has got the footy within range.
And look at Buddy, he just keeps going. That super effort would have burned up so much energy, and yet it doesn't take anything out of him. Just backs himself there, the big fella. And this is a lovely, delicate little chip kick.
Jared Roughhead has kicked a goal in the first quarter. Just from one step, splits the middle. Hawks by 8.
Boys, concerns for Luke Hodge on the boundary line. He didn't take part of the warm-up after half-time. He was sitting in the dugout as his players did the warm-up. He's had a little jog around the boundary line. Of course, he copped that heavy knock in that second term, as you pointed out. He's rubbed the face a few times, but not sure he'll come back on. We'll keep an eye on him.
We're going to have a throw up by the field umpire because the bounce disadvantaged one of the ruckmen, so he'll throw it up this time, not bounce it. And this is common sense. This is good.
Jacob Mollison, the umpire, throws it up. Jolly, even more certain that he was going to be able to get the tap down for Bolton. That's a desperate lunge, and it's paid for Ablett. McVeigh breaks away to his left. Does he honour the lead? McVeigh's still screaming for it. Goods has gone the other way.
Barry's out there on the lead.
Hall makes his lead. He's going to go to Goods. He's going to get there before the ruckman can get back to help. Can he get over Birchall? No, he can't. He didn't have to because O'Keefe has popped up in front of them all.
And O'Keefe, who we mentioned, has been out of the game, but this goal to Sydney all results from the ruck work of Jolly, and if Sydney win the game, they can thank Darren Jolly.
Well, long way to go yet, but O'Keefe splits the middle. It's back to 2 points. Forward. Morton comes out to meet it and does what he had to do around the corner. Unfortunately, the anticipation was good from Richards, and he can send the Swans away. Bit of a fumble initially out there from young Meredith. Kick was all right, but Moore's dropped an absolute plum pud, and he might really pay if the Hawks can get it down there. Franklin's one-on-one. Guerra goes longer. No, he doesn't. He goes to Franklin. Rioli's going to be hard to stop from there, and the umpire saw the little grab.
The penetrating kick of Guerra just put the Sydney defence under so much pressure. Hard, low drop punt.
Comes back to that drop mark though, Woolsey, doesn't it?
The fumbles kill you, turnovers, and just a little bit of a grab there. Crouch knew that he didn't have the pace to go with Rioli.
Made sure the umpire knew all about it, so Rioli. It was clever, wasn't a heap in it.
And he pops it through, so they've been able to hold Sydney at bay.
Take 3 in the middle.
We saw the hit-out stats before, obviously dominated by Jolly. The clearances are 27-19 Sydney's way.
This is interesting, Buddy.
Yep.
Third man up.
But it's all Sydney.
Hit it straight to his opponent.
Yep, and Goods squeezes the kick out and finds Grundy. He's had a pretty good night. Richards. Free kick to Ablett. He copped a nice hip and shoulder from Brown, and he gets up very gingerly. Meredith, as the advantage was paid, spotted up Malcheski, who's within range.
I like Brett Meredith's disposal. His foot disposal tonight for a first gamer. Little number 7 has been first rate.
He's got good composure too, hasn't he, Wolsey? He seems to be able to hold his head well, make good choices.
Nick Malcheski kicked a goal in the second term. 9 disposals for the night. Looks good off the boot. It's back to 2 points the difference.
Hawks only leading by 2. Bit of hanging on. No advantage paid. Coming back to Adam Goods.
Goodsy just asking whether or not the 50-metre might apply. No joy there with the umpire. Renouf comes off, and it's going to be Mitch Thorpe into the ruck.
And Jolly's already off. That's not a great kick. Malcheski, though, was able to reel it in, and then searing ball onto Bird's chest, and I'm not sure everyone was convinced as to whether or not that mark was taken. Thomas Murphy certainly wasn't, but Bird's been paid it. He's going to have the shot.
I think Malcheski's enjoying playing in the forward line. Kicked 2 terrific goals. Knows what he's about when he's having a shot. Lovely pass to set up.
So Bird, he looked down and out earlier in the night. But he's recovered well, and Sydney are in front for the first time.
And he's gone onto the ground, and he's gone to the full forward position.
So the old heads of Sydney have thrown down the challenge to the young Hawthorn side. It's the Swans in front for the first time in the match. They might go further at it here. Malcheski for his third. It's a floater. And Murphy claims the mark, or is it a point? It's a point. So the Swans by 4.
Quickly into Birchall. And then along the line for Franklin. Good body work from Bolton. Mattner was good. Bolton got tripped over by his own man. Now he's got an issue. He's going to get out of this. He was dead set lucky there, Bolton. But he takes the free, hauls deep in the goal square. Richards is also in the forward 50. O'Keefe, I should say, is down there. Moore has to kick under pressure. It's set up for Hall. He's got Cleary Murphy, who's being held. Free or a mark, and it was the free, not the mark, because he actually dropped it.
Really clever kick from Jared Moore. He thought it through. Thought he was going to be able to accept the mark and go back, but when he played on, he summed it up really well. It was weighted to the perfect side of Hall, and one-on-one with Murphy, Barry Hall, it's too strong and too good.
And I think, Luke, that the Sydney players are aware of that. Paul Roos would have instructed them to put it to Barry's advantage side. There's no Trent Crode, there's no Gillam, so they're two key defenders for Hawthorn. They're not there. Barry Hall should shine.
And shine he does. They're leading by 11. Gee, the umpires are hot on interference and stoppages at the moment, the start of the season. Stokes got dragged down. Advantage. And Roughhead kicks the goal. Back to a 4-point ball game. He's got 3, so as much as he hasn't had a night out, in fact last week he kicked 4, I think, from 8 disposals, so he's been pretty efficient.
Did well, Stokes, only a little bloke, but made sure he got in front, full stretch for the mark. The Guerra kick was a beauty. Hard, low, penetrating left footer. And Hawthorn's certainly got plenty of players who can do that.
I mentioned it, Rob, they're really clamping down on the interference at the stoppages, which I know they've said that every year, probably for the last 3 years, but we've noticed it tonight. There's the disposals for the match.
And McVeigh and Reece Shaw, look, I think he's been really good for Sydney. His first game last week, in the last half against St Kilda, I thought Reece Shaw just started to settle down in the new colours. He's been good tonight.
Bateman. No free kick out of that one. Goods up against the young Schoenmakers. Goods with the pace. Taps it over to Shaw. And that's silly. That is very silly from Young. Just an easy giveaway free kick.
Now late contact against Clinton Young. Down the ground. Late contact against Clinton Young. Mark's there.
So Meredith's got the footy.
Play on.
Jolly's pushed deep forward.
Shaw to Craig Bolton. The Hawks put in that zone and just hold things up a little bit. Kick wasn't great to Richards, but he's got plenty of time to recover, and he'll give it back to Bolton. So the Swans going backwards at the moment, and it's making it look pretty ugly. Now he's painted himself into a corner, and that's poor play by the 2 Sydney defenders. Roughhead couldn't hang on to the mark, but now he's got the footy. In fact, make it Rioli. Rioli pops it over the top to Stokes. Stokes back to Rioli. Rioli has a shot at goal and misses. Exciting play though.
How is the turn of speed from standing still to full pace? He gets it in about three strides. Here's Luke Ablett going off and down with the doctor, which is a concern for them. But there he is. He's standing still, and then he gets to top speed so quickly. As Kirk has done a fantastic job on him.
Yeah, he looks listless to me, Luke. And he hasn't been in and under at a lot of centre bounces. They've played him in the forward line a fair bit.
And there's Kirky saying, get me back on. I don't want him to get a touch while I'm off the ground. I want to get back on.
Well, Jude Bolton's got the job on Mitchell at the moment. But he just doesn't seem right to me, Sam Mitchell. Usually he's in and under. And look at this. I want to get on. I want to get him. I've had control over him the last 2 quarters.
A lot of players don't feel well when they play on Brett Kirk for some reason.
Another possession to McVeigh, although an ineffective one, and Morton ran out of room there.
And Bolton coming off, and we'll watch Kirk come on. I know where he'll go. Straight to the shoulder of Mitchell.
White rips it out of the arms of Kennedy.
We'll just keep an eye on Brett Kirk, encouraging his teammate. Look at the voice. Look at the voice. Non-stop.
White the tap to Kirk. He ran into a wall.
So there's been lots of little niggles for Hawthorn tonight, and you take into account last week's big game against Geelong. It's going to be interesting to see what they've got left in the last quarter. Swans have got a few little injuries of their own, of course, as we've noticed.
Here's Goods. Gives it to Crouch.
Bring back Go advantage. It's in the back.
So is that not a case where it could be 50 for goods, or that's a different rule? Is
I
it?
was looking further up the ground, Hutto. I'd have to see the replay of that one, to be honest with you. But
He was dumped in the back. I think the umpire maybe said it was in the back rather than dumped after he got rid of it, so hence it's not 50.
Goods to O'Keefe.
You've got him first.
This will be just his 5th possession for the ninth quarters, Ryan O'Keefe.
He's had a very quiet night.
Jolly
Brown.
wants this long. If he can get it over the back, over the top of Hodge, he's going to have a crack at it.
Brown not happy with that free kick either. Hall works his way to the front. Moore squeezes the kick out. It's going to be a goal.
Smart kick, Ryan O'Keefe. As a forward, when you kick to another forward, all you know that you want is a better than 50-50 chance, and he saw that there was an option out the back. Jolly had his hand up. It didn't quite get there, but what it did, it made the Hawthorn defenders very, very nervous. 20 metres out from your own goal, the long ball in, good contest, and then the easy front and centre goal.
They have got Jolly in the goal square. Barry Hall's down there. O'Keefe's come into it in this third term.
Mitchell gets the clearance. Roberts, Thompson got back to take it.
Even that, Sam Mitchell is one of the most composed players in the AFL.
His 50 days, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, 50 there, but it's the perceived pressure of Brett Kirk. He grabbed that footy in 10 metres of space, panicked with the kick and turned it over. Brett Kirk gets inside your head.
Luke Hodge is Jolly's opponent at the moment. Jolly in the goal square.
Gloomy look in the box for the Hawks. Goods just adjusted the kick, hoping for Hall. There's some pushing there, and it's a Sydney free.
They're nervous when the ball's in the air because they're undersized. No Crode, no Gillum. And that's why Paul Roos has put Jolly down there for a while, because along with Barry Hall, Goods has played deep forward a lot in this quarter, and it's just trying to expose and exploit that young Hawthorn defence.
Jolly coming off, didn't look like he wanted to come off. He was asking the question, I think, is why. And O'Keefe makes it really hurt now. It's out to 14.
And broke the tackle on the right boot. Not a bad kick. Rioli against Bevan. Rioli, can he trap it? Roughhead comes in to lend a helping hand. He'll give it back to Rioli, who works his way inside 50. He's on his wrong side. He twists, he turns, he dodges, keeps it alive. Moss can go all the way himself on the left boot. Kicks a vital goal for the Hawks. Well played, Rioli.
Just his second game. Adam Goods having a rest. They're all going to be storing up their energy for the last quarter, but there's still a bit of time left in this term, 3.5 minutes, and the Hawks can do so much damage so quickly. Mark paid. Point I made before, with Rioli there, and obviously Franklin and Roughhead, you just can't count Hawthorn out.
Well, I think last week, Hutto, against the Cats, it was Roughhead and Franklin who got 6 goals between them.
And the game looked shot, didn't it? Geelong were dominating, but Hawthorn came at them. So Sydney will be well aware of that. That's not a great kick from Bolton to the wing. Just a bit of hesitation there. Bird did well in the end. He's able to clear the path. Meredith can approach the 50 as he swings around, gets himself into trouble, but smartly gets himself out of trouble. Malcheski lets fly. Is it good enough for his third goal? You bet it is. And there's a bit of joy and love in the air tonight for the Sydney fans.
And well done by young Meredith. Cuts on his right and just provides some space for Malcheski to run into, and Malcheski's confidence sky high. Kicked a couple from set shots earlier in the game, that one on the run from the boundary.
Well into red time in the third quarter. It's the Swans by 14. Malcheski with 3 goals. Finished beautifully there. White won it against Thorpe. There's Bird. Got it to Kirk. Bangs it inside 50. Meredith dropped the mark. O'Keefe almost snaffled it. Moore to Ablett. 1-on-1. Hall with the strength. He's got it. Too strong for Murphy.
And that's why Paul Roos has had Barry Hall down there in the goal square, pretty much by himself for most of this third quarter.
So this to make it 20 points. Barry Hall looking for his fourth. No problem there. The Swans have a firm grip on this match now. Bird has it again.
Get the shakes when Sydney do this.
Well, they mucked it up last time, but
Hit outs for the quarter, 27-6.
Get nervous when Cyril Rioli's around too in this situation.
Kirk's on deep, but let's see.
Crouch to Richards back in the centre square. Sydney by 21. Marks in this quarter 32-5 Sydney's way.
Players look up at the scoreboard and say there's 36 minutes gone in the term, so no wonder they think the siren's going to ring.
We haven't had a lot of goals either, have we?
A few.
I'll take that back. We've had 12. There might be another one here too as Hall couldn't take the mark. There's the siren. And what a quarter from the Swans. In that quarter, they kicked 8 goals to Hawthorn's 4. And that's why the quarter went 402 minutes.
That sounds like a Hawthorn supporter to me.
It only counts the Hawthorn goals quarters. It was very, very entertaining third term. Side.
He kicks to Rioli. He gets it moving quickly. To Bateman. Not a lot on offer. Ellis. The Hawks try and run it out. They've moved it well there. Moss, a long ball, looking for Franklin. Oh, he got it on the second bite. And it's through the middle. It's back to 15 the difference.
McVeigh looks as if he's going to tag him pretty tightly.
Roughhead actually got the tat down. It didn't do much good though. Bolton thrusting it forward desperately. Brown ducked the head into it. That's the way the umpire reads it. White cross, did well. Good run from Renouf coming out of defence. Hall got some attention from Brown. Good to Hard Shepherd. Keeping his feet. Grundy been good tonight. Sets it up. That's not a great kick. Can Goods get involved? He's got the free. He's got the free. At one end, we saw Buddy Franklin kick truly. Same spot. Same result at the other. Adam Goods is up to the moment. It's back to 21.
And it's been taken by McVeigh. He gets it moving quickly to Shaw.
And Goods bolting forward.
Yep. And he's got the sit here against Jew. Oh, it's a free kick to Goods for shepherding, surely. Has to be.
Forward.
Goods has had a great night. This for his fourth. So 2 free kicks there to Adam Goods. Both there, no doubt. And he's kicked his 4th goal. And Sydney now would have to do something horrible to lose this game. 27 points.
Yeah, they probably would caught us from here. We had to... we probably said about halfway through the second quarter, for Sydney to win this, Adam Goods needs a 3 or 4 goal game, and it's exactly what he's done. He's turned on an absolute beauty tonight.
Boys, let me move it up the leg a little bit. I said knee. It's more groin they're working on. He's been shaking the leg off, trying to shake it out, but the groin looks like it's going to get a bit of a tension there. Pulled his tights up and gone to give him a rub, and he's just having a sit on the bench now.
All right, so it's out to 27. Still early stages of this last quarter. They are up and about though, the Swans. Goods, Bevan, great chain of handballs. Mattner zooming through Hawthorn. Long and strong. It's White. Let it go. Let it go. The damage is done. It's beyond 5 goals. The reigning premiers could be on their way to consecutive losses at the start of the season. So better than they got in the at final against North Melbourne in the poor weather last year. But he was the focus of the pre-match promotion, of course, and hasn't been able to live up to the top billing tonight. Here's Chance Bateman. Just chipping ball, hoping, and they might get a free out of this, the Hawks. Stuart Dew, who's had just 4 touches tonight.
It's a free kick. Thank you.
There's the free kick over the shoulder.
Here's Stewie Dew to try and pop it through. Maybe get them a little bit of oxygen to the Hawks. He's done enough, and it's back to 27. Franklin has to do the ruck work. Jesse White gives him a little nudge, and lovely palming work. Now it's Moore that has to ride the Bateman bump. Bird finds a path through. Bolton's, Jude and Craig combine, and then Luke Ablett kicks crisply to the wing. No interference from Murphy on O'Keefe, and Goods takes full advantage, sends it in deep and strong to the man. It's caused such a headache all night, and Darren Jolly uses those extra centimetres to advantage again.
Not sure if he's got a flat screen TV in his house.
He might get two tonight.
Well, yeah, I reckon that's just capped it off. He has been fantastic right from the start.
Good kick, isn't it? And
Robert's going to make Simon Taylor install them.
well, he's had a wonderful night. He's had 40 hit-outs. He's earned 10 contested balls, which is as much as anybody has on the night.
You have to justify yourself, Wolsey.
And there he's kicked a beautiful off-the-boot goal.
He kicks to Morton. That's a free kick. Made him earnest.
Well, I think it's Jesse White, isn't it, who hit him, and he's one big unit. Have a look at him.
A nice shiner too.
Like the way he moves, Wolsey. Look, he hasn't got a lot of the footy, but that's a good effort. You know, that's what you want from your big man, to commit your body. He's got a basketball background. He's athletic, and
One more. That's it there. Thank you.
good on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good on him. Just pile drive you, paying it into the ground. Good on him. I like the boy.
That's 20.
So Jared Morton, 1 goal, 2 next to his name tonight. From about 40 out. And that's a nice finish.
Thanks, Xavier. Straight back to you now.
I think the words dead set certainty mentioned somewhere.
It's another free kick. This will be a great learning experience for Renouf.
And good kick, clever kick. And was there a 50-metre penalty here? Umpire says no.
It was a nice kick by the ruckman.
Yeah, it was clever, wasn't it? Well weighted.
It was. He meant to find him there. Look at that. Just pulled the kick.
So Brett Kirk, who's done a fabulous job on Sam Mitchell.
Malcheski's hanging around him saying, handball it to me because you're not much of a kick. He's got about 3 teammates hanging around him.
Well, he's kicked 76 goals in his 197 matches.
Stay with me, Josh.
And a bit of icing on his cake tonight. He's had a great night. No, never in doubt. Another goal of the Swans. They're home. Ablett bundled over the line. No, he kept it alive somehow. Goods got it to Jude Bolton. Now Jolly in front. Another mark.
50.
And 50 against Renouf.
Could be his 3rd goal.
Thanks, Brent. Just can't grab him, okay?
No doubt about the 50.
See ya.
Not very subtle. So Jolly has kicked a couple.
Can move.
17 disposals for the night, 6 marks.
Now back on the wing.
Let him up.
Here's Gary Moss. Oh, well done, Roberts. Thompson used the initiative there, went to the front, went and grabbed the footy and puts it on the chest of the young boy Meredith. That's about where it stops. Because the Hawks have got their zone out.
Jolly's screaming for it because he's got the height advantage.
He did have until Renouf came along. O'Keefe, it's sneaky there. Somehow got through. Not far enough, I think the umpire called. Poor Paul Bevan. Doesn't take too many marks inside 50. And the umpire wouldn't give him any joy there at all. Almost a smother on the last line. In fact, a partial smother. And that opens the avenue up for McVeigh. And he was just a little too clever.
Now here's a stat for you, Rob. The record hit-outs by a team in a match is 66, Sydney against Geelong. We have a new record, 71, the most hit-outs by a team in a game on record.
Ever.
Yep.
Well, doesn't surprise me.
And he's going to have a crack here. He's already kicked a goal in the match. No, decides against it. Does the unselfish thing. Looks for the fly of Roughhead. No mark. And again, it was a 3-on-1 contest and the Swans come away. Roughhead's hurt someone from going for that mark. There's the sign. It was Crouch who paid the price. He got crunched by Roughhead. But it's a game over and a very impressive performance from the Sydney Swans, who in the end have towed up the Hawks by 38.
And well done to Sydney.
Oh, that's the victory!